it's nice to have some of these big standing dead trees for the birds of prey to nest in, and even for sparrows and other birds to just get up in there and have a vantage point in the summer. So it's nice to leave a snag here and there. But felled one that was standing dead, had almost no bark left, cottonwood here. And then this other guy, it was still green, but not really live. You can see it was from the stump. It was just rotten on the inside. And leaning underneath this one we wanted to take. So I thought, well, let's take this green rotten one first, and then take the standing dead that was over the top of it. So what do you say we buck these two up and get a little work done, get a cart of branches for the outdoor wood furnace, and get some wood cut up for my dad to use at his place. So I'd like to make a finer point here on kind of how I run things. Having done it day in and day out for years for Colorado State Forest Service, U.S. Forest Service, cutting trees and pre-commercial thinning contracts, and in the winter, if it was too deep of snow way up in the high country in the Rocky Mountains here in Colorado, I'd take on some jobs down here on the flats where the snow wasn't so deep, just to cash flow through the winter. So I've dealt with large projects, small projects, up to 10, 20, 55 acre projects. So not saying, hey, I'm the best feller and the best bucker that's ever been, but I would at least claim that I've got lots and lots of years of experience. And in my experience, what I found is the saws are a lot happier if they don't overheat. And so I started with the 261C and just limbed some stuff up. And then I went to the 462C to buck it up. Now they've each run some, but they also each are getting a chance to cool off here. Now under normal circumstances, if I was just dealing with everything here myself, I would have cleaned up a bunch of these branches as I went and started a brush pile. But the reason that I'm not doing that in this instance is this is my home place and my father's coming. The arrangement that we have is I fell and buck everything, cut it all up, and then he comes through and stacks the brush into piles and gets the wood that's decent for a firebox like at his home place. So anyway, I'm just coming through. I don't want it to come across like I'm some high grader that just cuts out the prime rib and leaves everything else. That's not what I'm about, but in this instance, I'm not stacking the brush because that's what my dad does. So anyway, I'm gonna come through here and get myself a cartload of 3 to 4 foot long pieces for our outdoor wood furnace, and leave the rest of the duties for my dad. I'm satisfied. I think between this and other trees I have cut down here, it'll make a load of branches, which is what it takes to keep our house warm for a day in the winter. And hey, you know, a couple of things are coming to mind. One is, B.B. King once said, playing the blues, it's some about the notes that you play, but it's also some about the notes that you don't play. And I'm not suggesting that anyone else should be me, but a big part of this channel is when you guys watch what I'm doing on this channel, you can say, okay, I can start to kind of collect some reliable data, so to speak. We can see what Keith does. We can see what the results are. And then we could determine if that's something we want to put into our repertoire, or maybe not. But when I go to bed at night, I think for the next morning, I already have my list all made out, what I'm going to do for the following day. So there's no question. I just get up and it's mapped out, and then I just work the plan that I made the night before. But I don't put ever, like, wake up, scroll around on my phone in bed for 45 minutes, you know, get up, drink 3 pots of coffee, watch a couple movies. You know, I'm not saying if someone does that, that there's anything wrong with it at all. What I'm saying is that's not my MO. That's not my repertoire. And what I found is when I wake up and get out of bed immediately, like I'm an early riser, so I was up, had the dishwasher which had run overnight and those dishes were dry, emptied those, emptied the dishes that were in the hand that Robin, my wife, did by hand last night. They're all dry, so put all of those away. Preheated the oven and made a couple of loaves of banana bread. And that was all baked and out of the oven by 6. While it's baking, I'm reading and you know, get some breakfast in me after that. And by the time I'm ready to get outside, it's finally light. And then I do some of this. It's only mid-morning. If I had to guess, I think it's in the 9 o'clock hour. And this is already done. And all I'm suggesting is there is a difference between just like, well, I'll go to bed and just wing it tomorrow. I'll see what I feel, and I'll do what I feel tomorrow, but I'll just have to see. There's a difference between that and, you know, I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal or anything, but I'm just saying, like, my example is I map it out and write it out the night before. This is what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to get up. I'm going to have gratitude. I'm going to read. I'm going to work in the south pasture for a couple of hours. I've got about an hour and 15-minute drive down to Boulder. We live mostly north and a little bit east of Boulder, Colorado, but we work there from time to time, and I've got a job that I put out like a $44,500 bid there to do a bunch of getting rid of carpet and other floor coverings and putting hardwood in its place, and a staircase and some newel posts, handrails, and spindles. So anyway, nice job. And I'm just bringing them some samples today, and they had some questions if they were to remodel their kitchen and get rid of existing cabinets, what that'd look like later. I said, hey, let me provide some great customer service, and come on down and I'll bring you your wood samples so you can choose which species you want. I'll put the tape measure and give you an exact price for what it'd take if you decided to rip out your kitchen cabinets, you know, years down the road. And just doing what I can to make it easy for these folks to arrive at the conclusion that they want to go with me. So down to Boulder this afternoon, but I just love being out here. To me, it's always a good day if I can be out in the woods. So, like to thank you for tagging along today. Appreciate you tuning in. If you'd take that 1 second that it takes to click the like button, I would surely appreciate it. It does help out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And appreciate you guys. Stay sharp out there. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.